Today I'm going to show you how I make my garlic roasters, and you'll see the entire process. It'll be filmed over a week or two. It'll go from this to this. And I wanted to make a garlic roaster that was attractive, and I think this is pretty, but I also designed something in the base so that you can put your garlic in here in the little depression, and then you can drizzle the oil, and the oil will kind of stay in that depression. If you make it all the way through this video, I'll actually show you how to roast and eat the garlic. Okay, so I'm going to start by centering this lump of clay on the wheel, and to do that I use my hands and water. I'm going to be throwing the dome, I guess, it's not really a dome, first. This is a two-piece pot, so I have to throw them separately. All I'm doing right now is just getting my clay ready, get it completely centered on the wheel. Okay, at this point it's centered, and I'm going to put my finger here to make a hole to start the form. Go all the way down nearly to the bottom. This form's different than most others because if I was making a bowl, I'd want to open it up at the bottom, but I want to keep it, as you saw with the garlic roaster I showed, you want to keep that, I'm throwing it upside down, so you want to keep the top nice and skinny so I can put a little handle on it. So I'm kind of making this in the reverse that I would a cup almost. It's going to be wider at the top than it is at the bottom. I'm leaving a lot of clay at the bottom to support this, and I will trim that away, which will be the next process after this dries for a day or so. And I'm going to look at the shape and see if I like it and tweak it a little bit. Thin it out. Oh, we're almost there. Taking out the extra water. I think that shape will work. Alright, now what I'm going to do, because I have to have this go into a base, and it has to fit the base, I'm going to measure this with my calipers. And it's an approximate thing. Usually I like to err on the side of a little bigger than smaller. What I'm doing now is taking that, making a mark on my board. Then I'm reversing the calipers so I know how wide the inside of the base has to be. So now I know how wide the inside of the base has to be for this to fit in there. Now I'm ready to throw the base. Okay, now I'm going to throw the base. So I start the same thing over again. Got my lump of clay on my wheel. I'm going to center it. Centering is one of the most important stages, because if you don't center it, especially on a piece like this that has to be perfectly round, the top and the bottom, you're going to have problems. So centering is a very important step to get right. It feels pretty good. Now, the base is flat, so I'm going to kind of take my lump of clay down to a flat place. Okay, now I'm going to open it up. Keeping in mind, it needs to be that wide on the inside, so obviously have to go a little bit farther. Probably getting there now. Yep, a little further. And I can always make adjustments in that as I go. Because now what I'm going to focus on is making that little depression for the garlic. As I do this, I get a nice little lip forming there. And we're even wider than I need to be, which is fine because I can bring it back in. When they bring your body down, when they come to call on you and lay your poor body down, just one thing I ask of you, just one thing from you. Please forget you knew my name. Sugar, shake it, sugarly. Just don't tell them you know. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to just go around the base like that with that little tool. And I have a wire, and I'll loosen it from the back with my wire.